Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, hello and welcome to the Valorant semifinals here on EGF. My name is Warren Jungle God Hammond, and today I am joined by Wes Rambo. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I love your intro. I was watching you cast Overwatch the other day and I heard it and I was like instantly endeared to you by that. This is our
Aw,
first time casting
thank
together,
you.
Juggle. We're going to have a great time doing some semifinals and some finals for the EGF Power Series Valorant today.
Yes, we are. We've got two great teams coming up for you, University of Delaware and Wichita State, coming your way. Now, we were talking a little bit beforehand, Wes, and it sounds to me as though one of these teams had a little bit of an easier path here than the other.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So the Wichita State team, Shocker, as they have named themselves, they took down Bobcats in a very convincing quarterfinal. The thing with that pathway, though, is that Bobcats kind of got here on a little bit of a technicality with Florida dropping out, and so Bobcats definitely were the weaker opponents that these two combatants faced. Right? didn't have much of a chance against Wichita, I have to say. Meanwhile, Delaware, which we saw yesterday on twitch.tv/EGF3, official EGF3, they had a tough first map at least, but Delaware came out swinging on Haven as well and went 13-2 with Javi finally kind of finding form there. So watch out for Delaware. You know, they've got some grit and they've got some serious momentum ability to go for it when they need to. So I've got to favor Delaware in this matchup today.
I will certainly be keeping my eyes on them. And Javi was the name you mentioned, correct? I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's
make
right.
sure
Yep.
I keep my eyes peeled for that player as well. Now, real quick, before we move any further, I just want to let you know that if you're joining us from the League of Legends stream, there are going to be no 1 p.m. games today due to some scheduling conflicts. So the Big East League of Legends matches will start on official EGF and Big East Esports at 3 p.m. today. So stick around for that. Sorry about the scheduling conflicts. If you were here expecting yeah, League of Legends, this is not exactly it, but stick with us, join us, watch a little Valorant if you've got the time. So let's take a look now, Wes, at the maps, where we're going to be headed today and where we're not going to be headed today.
Yeah, already going up for Ascent. So that was the pick of Wichita, which is Shocker. I keep calling them Shocker because that's what they name themselves. But we know they're from Wichita State University. They took Ascent. We're going to Bind after that. That was the pick of Delaware, and Haven is the decider. Now I mentioned before, Haven's an interesting one because Delaware absolutely blew Marist out of the water on that map in map 2 in their quarterfinal. So keep an eye out for Delaware if we get to that map 3. Ascent was a much closer affair, but as a matter of fact, Delaware picked Ascent yesterday. And so they're definitely comfortable on that map. They had to stage a big comeback, though, on that map 1 yesterday. So we'll see if the Blue Hens can get it done a little earlier, not fall so far behind on that first map when we get there.
That we will. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, Wes, but I am a controller main, and one of the things that I was looking at with these maps is there's no these maps all to me favor an Astra pick, right? So I imagine
Yeah.
that we're gonna see her rather than a Viper, which I think is much more attuned to, frankly, some of the maps that we had banned today.
Yeah, in particular, Ascent, I think, is just so beneficial to have an Astra. In particular, the Cosmic Divide. You can get a lot of mileage. There's a
Hmm.
lot of different options with the Cosmic Divide. The other one to watch out for, of course, is that Killjoy. We see Brown Balla going on to that for Delaware. Saw Brown Balla on it as well yesterday. The combination of the lockdown Cosmic Divide as well as that Hunter's Fury coming in to sort of counter it, that little tic-tac-toe strategy that you got going on there, that's something you always have to be watching out for on Ascent in particular. I said this yesterday, and it's really interesting about Ascent. It's kind of the best of both worlds, right? You have the tactical depth, you've got a lot of different options in terms of strategy, but also you benefit fraggers. You are great in terms of being able to take advantage of your skill expression. And so that's why it's I'll just say it, my favorite map in Valorant right here. I'm glad we're going on it first game of the day.
Yeah, as am I. Certainly going to be an exciting one to boot. Sounds like we are going to be waiting or loading into the game relatively soon here. And something I wanted to mention is I actually recognize a couple of these names from, I
Mhm.
believe, my Overwatch casting as well through EGF. Brown Balla and both a Pizza Source, I believe I've seen before. So it's interesting to now see them over here in Valorant as well as Overwatch. So I'm going to be very Safadi as well, as a matter of fact. I'm going to be
There you
curious, I
go.
think, to see how they play in this other FPS. This is exciting. A little cross game pollinating, shall we say?
Yeah, I'm always interested to see, the different migrations from different games. I'm always on the lookout for CS players. That's kind of my bread and butter, and I love the way that this game transfers to CS. But it definitely does benefit Overwatch players as well, of course, using those abilities. Everybody
Hmm.
brings something different to the table, right? So you know what I've noticed actually, Juggle, is that a lot of Overwatch players kind of end up on that Sova. Because Sova's
Yes.
abilities just have so much impact on a round. It's basically the most needed agent in almost every single composition, and those shock darts can get so much value. That said, you got Hiko on the Sova, the likes of that. So it's it's a mixed bag here, but I love seeing those Valorant players and CS players, Siege players, coming over, even Fortnite players trying to get in on the action. That's what's so great about Valorant, right? It brings all those communities together.
It absolutely is. We're going to see an early recon bolt get destroyed over on A site for Sova. Brown Balla looking to hold down the choke right there. No decision has been made by either team, though. We're going to see a default Killjoy now just waiting back with the spike. No movement from the attackers just yet, as their defense is pretty well set up as well. We're going to see an early flash come in. Pick is down. Jabster out of the fight. One of those players that we were looking for to watch. That's going to be a boon right now for Wichita.
And I was saying Jabster all day yesterday, but I did ask in the Discord, it is Hovster. So
it is
I'll try to remember on that. Hovster.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, we'll continue on that. Make sure we try to get that right. That was an early pick though, and it's a big find. Taking down the jet of Delaware. So, I like this as a default, right? You're just getting that information, maybe grab a kill, don't move too quick, don't get too overzealous off of that pick. John is the only player remaining. John, a fan favorite for this Delaware team, and we'll see if John can do anything on this B site as he's the only one left defending. Here comes the push.
We've got it coming in right now. That's going to be John down for Delaware. Wichita State looking to have a relatively easy plan here. Another pick in favor of the Shockers. Now we've got Astra pushing up mid. They're going to be met by University of Delaware's Astra, as a matter of fact. And oh, look at this. They've got their back turned to them as well. This could be a very easy pick for Wichita State. Just one player remaining. It's just the Astra for Delaware. And with that, the Shockers come up with a flawless first round over Delaware.
Yeah, I just like the methodical B take right there, just waiting out that over aggression, waiting for anybody to peek forward. That's exactly what a default is meant to do. It even works on the pistol juggle, and that's what we're seeing from Wichita State in the Wichita State in the first round right there. We're getting warmed up still.
Yes, we are getting warmed up in the game and in the booth, shall we say. We're gonna have another default coming in, although Astra has gone back, team has gone back to pick up the spike, so we may be seeing an A push relatively quickly here.
Push out of Delaware.
Yeah, a lot of util coming out very early. We're gonna have a Pizzasaurus coming in for 2 for Wichita State. They will be taken out of the fight. It's a 2v3, so Delaware coming back into us, but no, Wichita State finishes up very quickly. That was a much faster round than the first.
Yeah, I like that from Delaware, even though it didn't pan out for much. Obviously, you're on the eco, maybe do something crazy. They'd send 3 players straight out of mid. Javi even gets into tiles and manages to grab that headshot from behind. So Delaware got a couple of frags for their trouble. We are on to the gun round. As a matter of fact, the bonus round, Juggle.
Yes.
We got still the Guardian, Pizzasaurus making that sing last round already, and a couple of Sheriffs completing out the lineup there. So obviously Wichita happy to be, be losing this round if they end up doing so. They're on the bonus, but they get the opening pick.
That they do. We've got an Odin in tow as well for the defense. A pretty major pick considering we are, just in this third round right now. Opening trade's gonna happen. We've got a 4v4 now. Hofster pushing pretty aggressively on B, looking to see if they can find out Jet. They're able to take him out. Truman is down. And with that, Delaware are going to be taking their first lead in the kill feed so far this matchup.
Yeah, happy to be getting up ahead on that gun round. And A site has been sort of left open. You can see Delaware happy to play that retake, except Safety going in for more. Safety gets taken down, but already get a lot of info out of that. And there's Relay to finish it off. Delaware find their first round on the board in the gun round.
That they do. I'm reconnecting at the moment, Wes, so I'm going to throw it right back to you. Just having a few issues on technically on my end.
Yep, we're getting back into the game, but what we've seen so far, pretty standard stuff. Pistol round 1, the next round 1, and the bonus round was taken. I did hit that reconnect, but it doesn't seem to have done much for me here. All right, I will get back into the game in just one moment. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, we apologize. Warming up, like we said, a little bit in the booth in more ways than one.
Yeah, we are just getting back into it. Sorry for the tech issues, folks. We are getting back in here. And we will be back on the stream as soon as we can. For now, we do see Relay. We see actually, yeah, a pretty decisive round here for Wichita coming through.
Yeah, after they were able to buy up, it appears that they're back to their usual form. We have just one defender now mid. It's gonna be a Sky v Sky battle here. Guiding Light's gonna come out, as is a Sova drone, gonna be taken out, but they know very well where they are, but that doesn't seem to matter to Relay. They say, you can find out where I am, I'm still gonna click your head. Wichita State eventually able to come up with win, courtesy of a Pizzasaurus.
Yeah, there we go. Wichita. Sorry, I missed most of that round, but we are getting right back into it. Wichita going up early, and yeah, winning up against that first gun round. So that's a nice sign there for Wichita, who, like I said, had the easier path here. Remember, you know, it was hard to really measure their power coming in based on the way they got to this point, but they're looking strong already. The thing to remember, of course, is that Delaware did go down early on Ascent yesterday as well and managed to mount a pretty stunning comeback, has to be said. A lot of it was off the back of Relay, getting some ridiculous frags on that Sky, and Relay's back on that Agent. So here we see some presence into mid this time, and Truman, as a matter of fact, trying to dash out of the way, doesn't get far, but does avoid it. Pizzasaurus to open up.
Going down to about 5 health as well. They are not looking too comfortable at the moment. Nice util there from the Astro to keep that player sectioned off from the rest of their squad. Come up with an easy kill for Wichita State. Now we've got a 5-3-3, but Sky for Wichita right now, Thiessen just with 26 health, so they're gonna have to play a lot more careful in this coming round. Push coming up mid right now for Wichita. They haven't picked the side yet, but it looks to be moving a little bit more towards A, as a lot of the defenders now on that B side. But we do have Silva coming up through mid now to join the rest of this Wichita State's team. The rotation has come through though for Delaware on the A site.
Rotation is heading back in. The site is open right now, but they're being cautious. You see Brown Ball is waiting on the outside. They're happy to play this retake, but a 3 versus 5 is going to be tough. And as it comes back to a 2 versus 5, Delaware's not long for this round on those pistols.
No, they are not. Dora comes in close just in the nick of time for Wichita. 4v2 right now. Dora is going to be blown away. Delaware looking for an opportunity in heaven. Brad Balla with 7 health and a dream. Can they come away with a 4K? Not going to be in the cards this time around.
Yeah, there we go. Wichita taking out that anti-eco with ease. No problem there. So 4-1 here at Wichita State. Still don't want to be counting out Delaware. They went down 6 or 7-1, as a matter of fact, on Ascent yesterday. So, you know, the comeback potential is real. Relay topping the scoreboard as usual. The star player, to be sure, over on Delaware, in particular on Ascent. You see Hovster picking up that op. Hovster was very, very quiet on Ascent yesterday. So that's something we want to see turned around. Want to see Hovster popping off earlier on in this series, because the competition only gets more and more difficult to deal with as you head forward in that tournament. There's Thiessen. Dog ran into a little Killjoy leg there, but still manages to get past. Doesn't get a lot of info. That's actually a non-trivial mistake there, because the dog didn't get into the B site the way you wanted it to, but the lockdown will come through. John with no Hunter's Fury has to get out of dodge.
Now that the lockdown is in, we're actually going to see the Seekers least as well. They have an idea that there's quite a few of the defenders.
It's a fake.
Up in CT, but it is a fake. A huge move coming out from Wichita State. Excellent play right there. They're going to get almost a free plant onto A side. Just one defender still left, and they're dealt with relatively quickly. Now we've got a couple of defenders coming up through heaven, but there's a little bit of Astra util up there. That's going to slow them down quite a bit. We're going to see the wall committed as well. That Cosmic Divide now in play. Gonna see if we can get a relay onto point right now. The guiding light doesn't connect with anyone, so they're gonna wait just a minute before pushing out. Wichita State still 5 strong, whereas Delaware's down 2-3. They do get a pick. Safadi connecting for 1 onto Tease, and Cosmic Divide still up. And the defense is strong right there. We're gonna get a gravity, one of the swarms committed as well. And with that, Wichita State wins.
Masterful round from Wichita. That was so good on the fake. The implications of that fake were huge, Juggle, because not only did they manage to get the site for free, they managed to get a wide open plant, and the Cosmic Divide came down. They used a lot of resources to grab that round, but it was a gun round, so definitely worth using. Wichita State does an amazing job. In particular, I love having Thiessen lurking through Cat to be able to flank those players who are trying to get in through door. That's some really nice post-plant stuff there from Wichita State. We are seeing some great tactics from them already.
Yeah, we certainly are. That was just a beautiful fake use of the Cosmic Divide, and they're rewarded with a round win. We've got Hofster now has popped that Blade Storm, so people are going to be looking out for a knife in their back or face. It's going to be Truman connecting for the first kill. Once again, Wichita State with an early advantage, and that's been the story of this game so far. Wichita State coming out with an early advantage.
Yeah, and you see already Delaware's being affected by it. The push came out there from the Killjoy. Brown Balla getting a little antsy, and that's exactly where Wichita State want their opponents to be mentally, is out of sorts, getting a little bit overzealous. This time Thiessen's the one to push up, again taking space, again grabbing that opening, and that's going to be B-side completely found for free. Thiessen continuing to find more presence. The map control is ridiculous from Wichita right now.
Oh, it absolutely is. And Thiessen also taking out that Blade Storm as well. I mean, that was one of the win conditions, really, for this Delaware squad. And deleting that early on in the round really opened things up. We're going to have the gravity well committed by Safadi to keep some aggression back, but their backside was still open, and that's where the kill comes in from.
Thiessen with the 4-piece on that round, taking care of the anti-eco once again, and you love to see it. Something I really like to see, honestly, Juggle, is those anti-eco rounds, how you play against, a low buy, because you do not want to get overzealous. You don't want to get overconfident and just be like, it's a free win. Like, it is definitely not a free win against the likes of, Relay and Safety and these types of players. So I like the discipline coming in, even in those rounds that are technically supposed to be easier. And that's what Thiessen showed, really playing aggressive, really shutting it down before it ever began. Now it's more of a lean towards A. The only kind of lurk is towards mid. And we do see more pressure towards mid from Delaware on the defense. Might be looking for a push out, but as a result, you can see A is left wide open.
That it is. The push not going to come through mid, as a matter of fact. The plant going to come in very quickly onto A. Delaware with a little bit of an advantage here. And they have 4 ultimates that they could use as well. Yep, the Killjoy comes out, not to very expected, but it's gonna be destroyed relatively quickly by this Hunter's Fury. Nice play there coming out from Wichita State. In fact, they're going to be able to equalize now with the kill feed. Now they are actually up 1. Seekers come out as well. That's going to stun one of the members of Delaware. Now it's just up to Safadi to see if they can come back once again. They're going to push through heaven. They get 1. Can they get more? They have found a second. Now we've got a 1v1, but is there time for the defuse? That is the big question here. They've got to find this next player. Makaba knows exactly where they are. They're going to get a shot out. The bomb's still going to go off. The spike still successful for Wichita State.
There we go. So it comes down a little closer. Safadi with a nice little 2-piece up top, but it is not enough. They take too long to retake. And once again, it's Wichita getting onto site so effectively. This time, finding a little bit of a weakness in the defense, finding out that A site is open for the taking. They get the plant really early in the round, and that just puts so much pressure on Delaware, who now end up taking that time out just to see if they can reset. Because, I mentioned they have that comeback potential, but 7-1 is still nothing to shake a stick at. Wichita State, not only is it 7-1 Juggle, but Wichita State have earned this 7-1 through tactics, right? They are outplaying Delaware on the map. It's not just individual skill. Delaware's got that in spades. It's the map control, the rotations that are getting the better of Delaware, and that's a lot harder to come back from in the moment.
Oh, it certainly is. Wichita State, playing very opposite of me. I'm very smooth brained when it comes to Valor when I'm playing it, and the
Yeah,
tactics
yeah.
being displayed right now by Wichita are just stellar. They've got University of Delaware just wrapped around their finger at the moment in terms of where they're playing, how they're planting, all of this stuff. They've just been one step ahead this entire time. And that's something that Delaware's really going to have to adjust for.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And yeah, Delaware did, have to do some adjustment during the game yesterday. Another thing to watch out for, of course, is that these two teams are going to be taking on the winner of Butler versus DePaul. That's the other semifinal.
Yes.
So watch out for that final. It's coming up right here on official EGF2. And so, we will see what kind of, because if Butler ends up winning, it's something I was really, really harping on yesterday. Butler is mega aggressive. And so these two teams with a more passive setup, what will that matchup look like depending on who wins? That's going to be very interesting. So make sure you stay tuned. But for now, we've got pressure from the defense, actually. Delaware moving on and kind of leaning more towards A. And look at this. This is called conditioning, Juggalo. The Wichita State going over towards that B site. And once again, just John to defend.
Yeah, this is a huge rotation coming out from Wichita State. John taking care of relatively quickly as well. Pizza Sora is going to extend that lead further. We do have the gravity well right as the plant comes in. They're not going to be able to take advantage of that. Safari popping it perhaps just a little bit early. Now we've got all three defenders stacked up on CT, and this could be a shooting gallery now when they push in for Wichita State. We're going to see the Cloudburst committed to give a little bit of positioning on point, but Hofstra taking up very quickly. Gene connects for two, and Truman takes the third.
The amount of flawless rounds already from Wichita is ridiculous, and it's positioning. They're everywhere that they need to be. Delaware just cannot find a way into these attacks right now. And yeah, Relay up top at the scoreboard, but only 5 kills coming in 9 rounds. So that is very, very tough to come back from at this point. And yeah, it's just a masterclass right now from Wichita. There isn't all that much to analyze because Wichita is just outplaying them at every angle.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's been it's been hard, watching, especially if you're a Delaware fan right now, because I mean, look at this. Truman connecting with the Blade Storm right off the bat. We've got the Gravity Well coming in again, but once again, maybe a little bit too early. Wichita State with the advantage. They don't have to worry about Jet anymore. Delaware doesn't. Spike has been planted, though. Cosmic Divide committed as well, cutting off both entrances from mid and CT.
Yeah, Wichita State once again taking easy control of a site, and take a look at that Astra way back in mid, creating so many problems for Delaware. They don't know it, but this round is basically already lost because of that. Of course, they are on pistols as well, and we know Wichita can take care of those rounds, no problem. You see Jeem coming in just with the backstab, but Teeson's taking it all into his own hands with the classic headshot there. 9-1. Wichita State might be sending us to the finals early here.
That they may. The squad from southeastern Kansas doing a tremendous amount of work right now. The East Coast looking a little battered at the moment. 9-1 the score line, but if they can get another couple, if they can connect for these last two, then we're gonna be headed into potentially a cursed scenario.
Yeah, see, this is why we need you on the cast, Juggle, because I was with Cuppa and Janiro yesterday, and none of us know anything about American geography. We don't know where in Kansas Wichita State is. All of us are, from all around the globe. So
Yeah.
definitely good to have some of that context there. Wichita definitely showing out for Kansas right here in this match so far. And yeah, it's just domination all over the map. Dominance coming in. You see Wichita with this default now. It's the Astra lurking over. The Spike is over at behind B main. So keep an eye on where Wichita rotate to, because they have so much presence in mid and A. Now they're going to rotate back after kind of clearing out, after kind of getting that info, seeing where Delaware might be playing. And you can see Delaware has now given up mid. 3 players over on A. Delaware have once again been completely bamboozled by this default here.
Yeah, that they have it. We're even seeing Sova start to potentially move off B side. They're maybe just staying there to get a little. They're actually just staying there to get a little bit more information. Make sure nobody comes in. Nice star coming out from Astra. Safadi realizing that the
30
rotation is
seconds
coming in,
left.
and that's going to slow down a lot and give these defenders time to rotate. Jet's going to dash to point though. Truman has opened things up for them. They're going to be able to see this killjoy coming from CT as soon as that Astra smoke dissipates, which it should be
Decent.
relatively soon. We're going to have the Nano Swarm committed as well. It's Gene going to be opening things up, though. Just 12 seconds left to plant. They are going to get it there at the last moment. But Wichita State, once again, connecting for a couple of kills. Delaware does find one. Hofstra connecting onto Gene. Decent throwing out the guiding light. Do they get the stun? No, but they do get the kill, as a matter of fact. Kaba now trying to keep things open. Nice shock dart onto Brown Balla. They're going to finish them off. And now it's just Jaster with a hope and a dream and one kill on their belt. It's a 3v4 situation, and Thiessen doesn't have much health left, but they're still going to connect for the kill.
Wichita State's attacks are a joy to watch. I am just loving this. Thiessen had such a perfect position over there in mid, got all the info. Those three players coming in on the A flank from Delaware were completely revealed by Thiessen being able to hear those footsteps sitting in that deep, or that shallow position in mid, rather. That's why the Astra was able to peek out from B main, find those headshots early on the off angle. It's just every part of it is coming together so well. Man, as like as somebody who loves Valorant tactics, I am just I'm just in heaven right now watching Wichita.
I can hear it in your voice. You are really enjoying watching this Wichita squad right now. You mentioned saying it was a masterclass, and I absolutely agree. Just a masterclass right now on this map. We're going to get Gene connecting for one early on. Relay out of the fight, and that is a big blow to Delaware. Going to be followed up with a pick on to Safadi as well. And that is huge, too, because now Wichita hasn't even started to push through onto these sites. They're going to be able to do it without any worry of smokes as well. So that is a big deal.
Hofstra finds the pick, actually, and finds the spike. It's a good amount of info. This might be the best chance Delaware has gotten, which doesn't sound too great since they're still on a 3 versus 4 situation. And yeah, Hofstra does have to back off of that spike, knowing that he would have been pincered if he hadn't, but still in a lot of trouble. Finding Thiessen, this is huge. That's a 3 versus 3. They're in the best position they've got so far.
They absolutely are. Hofstra has the Blade Storm ready to go. Let's see if they can find more value from this one than they did last time. Their elbow was revealed, and with that information, the pick comes in. 2v2 at this point. Delaware falling once again, but now it's just a 1v1. Can Brown Balla clutch this out for Delaware? Nice one-way coming in from Truman. They know exactly where Brown Balla is. They found their elbow. They got him moving out into the main, but it's going to be Brown Balla coming back, putting another on the board for Delaware.
There you go, the 10-2 half. Delaware finally finding something at the end, and it's off the back of Hofstra, somebody who was needed to close out their games yesterday, and they're going to need some huge plays from the likes of Relay and Hofstra here. The entirety of Delaware has just been out-rotated, out-strategized in this, but those individual skills can still come to play, like I said, on Ascent. They're going to need a lot of that in this second half, though, because yeah, Wichita only needs 3 rounds to take us to a map 2 in style.
Yeah, that is tremendous, right? We're just gonna get through the first 3 standard rounds, right? We're gonna get through the pistol round, the force round, and then the bonus round, potentially, right? I don't want to call it early, right? But Wichita State has been looking just so dominant so far. If they can win this pistol round, I think it's all over. Delaware, though, connecting for an early pair of kills. They're looking pretty good on this defense. Wichita falling very quickly. We're gonna see the rotation coming through mid very quickly, just from the Sky and the Astra. They're going to split up, one coming from CT, one coming from mid. Can they connect for a couple of kills?
Yeah, it is everybody in B site. You know, we saw the depth to Wichita where they were leaving a player in B main. Delaware instead choose to play all on site, which kind of limits their options. But of course, it's a 5 versus 2, so they got plenty of options regardless. And these 2 players from Wichita are going to have to pull out some heroics to get anything here.
That they are. We're going to see the gravity well come up to briefly deny opportunity onto point. Guiding light going to connect for a couple of stuns, but once again, the Nano Swarm is there, and Relay connects with a kill despite not even needing that ability. And yeah, then the rest of them just rush Gene.
Yeah, the most important pistol round of University of Delaware's tournament so far, and they find it flawlessly. So great work there. Hofster going in with the entries. Yeah, just a really nice couple of kills there. It was, like I said, the individual skill, just finding those picks, using that peeker's advantage. Now they go up on to those Spectres, and hopefully can get a fourth here. Should be pretty trivial, but like I said, you got to take care of those, right? You got to make sure that you get those. Well, as we look at the scoreboard here, something that you got to, take into account is Teeson and Jeem way above the rest of their team on the scoreboard, 17 kills apiece. And so those two players on attack, you can maybe a little bit more effectively avoid players. And so that might be something that Delaware has to take into account as they hit this A site. Stacked by the defense.
That is very true. Already, John connecting for a kill. There is Hofster as well. And with this, Wichita State just getting swept out of this site. Truman, the last player standing. They're not going to last long. And Delaware makes a nice little comeback.
All 10 players on A site, deathmatch round right there, but it's Delaware to come out ahead. Delaware will take as many deathmatch rounds as they can get, okay? They are happy to get that. They don't want to be doing these mid-round rotations. They know Wichita is really good at that, so, head in, hit your shots. That's the plan. And like I said, Jeem and Teeson are the two huge standouts for Wichita right now. Both got taken out real early. That was kind of what secured it. But of course, that's the round they expect to win. Time for the bonus. Now, Delaware, if they win the bonus, then we can start talking, okay? We're still, Wichita is looking really good. They didn't get this 10-4 by a fluke. They are here because they have been outplaying Delaware. But if the bonus is won here, that is going to start the conversation in a little bit more earnest.
That it will, and I have to wonder if maybe even Delaware should have considered forcing this round, right, to get those rifles, because they desperately need to stay in this, and right now they are not. Teeson connects for 4. What can they get? Can they get the ace? This is just tremendous play coming out of this guy. It's not going to be in the cards this time around. John takes them out, but surely Wichita State's still in a position to take this round very easily.
Chat, spam this swan to help out John. You gotta get your boy into this round, as we have a 4 versus 1 situation right here. And the crowd favorite is standing alone with a sheriff, standing up on top at A main. No spike to his name. It's almost impossible. And there you go, Truman to finish it off. Yeah, Teeson with a huge 4K at the beginning there.
Yeah, that was absolutely tremendous coming out from the Sky player. You love to see it. They got them in rapid succession as well. It wasn't like they picked them off one at a time. No, it was like they just went in guns blazing. It's like one of those action flicks when you see a hero move into a site and they just take everybody out. Guns blazing, standing in mid. In the middle of everything. Yeah,
definitely a little John Wick play right there.
Right?
From Easton, spinning around, shooting everybody in the head. Beautiful work. 4-11. It was the bonus. So normally you'd say it's okay for Delaware, but of course they're 2 rounds away from losing this map. And so they definitely want to get as much as they possibly can. Now running a loose default here, but you've got Relay pushing up towards Cat. This fight between the two Skies is critical right here, and Teeson decides to back off because they're revealed. Really, really nice there for Relay to get all this map control.
Yeah, that is huge. They've got complete control over Tree right now. This is going to give them such an easier entry on the side if they choose to take it. But we're going to see Relay back off a little bit.
We're up mid now, out. Up mid with the spike is, more utility being forced out. That's the power of getting there. You don't need a kill. You just need to get that presence. That's what Relay does. Then they head back towards mid, which is wide open. They got the whole map available to them, but Wichita State are ready on either spike site. So the question is, where do you decide to go and how do you get there? It's B being leaned towards right now, but 35 seconds left in the round. You kind of have to commit to B at this point with 2 players up mid. I like this. You're playing against 3, but you have the advantage if you move fast.
That you do. We're going to see Kaba throwing out a bolt, trying to get some early info. Nano Swarm now detonated a Gravity Well expended too. So that's a lot of util that's been used on point right now. It's going to slow down this plant. It's going to force them in. And oh my gosh, a Pizzasaurus just finds the 1, 2, 3 as they push in. And with that, Wichita State is at match point.
And I like the map control. I like the rotation from Delaware, but they just ran themselves out of time, and they had to attack that site in such an awkward, clunky way that they just ran into the crosshairs. You can't clear anything at that point. You just don't have the time. They had 14 seconds left when they made contact, and that's just not the situation you want to get yourself in. Another situation you don't want to get yourself in is map point, which is where they are right now. Wichita State looking to take a 13-4, and Delaware are a little rough on cash.
Yeah, that they are. This is gonna be a tough ask for them. We're gonna get an early recon bolt out from both sides. Guiding light now coming out. Astra has smoked main. Gravity well is there as well. They almost walk right into it. Brown ball are gonna pop the lockdown. That's gonna make a lot of these members from Wichita scatter to the winds. It's a 4v4 right now. This is an excellent opportunity for Delaware, but they are now down 2. They have made it to a point. The spike is there, ready to be planted, but Wichita State can just come in with impunity. This could be it. It's just Brown Balla left, and they're not going to be enough. Wichita State will come through with the win, 13-4.
Wichita State brought a different level of Valorant than we have seen in this map. That was amazing, especially on the attack side. That is the type of team that has played together a lot, that has gotten themselves into incredible situations where they can practice, they can drill, they can get those reps, and this is the result. Incredible work there by Wichita. All compliments to them. Delaware, they were a good team yesterday, but they look outclassed today.
Yeah, that they do. Wichita State, just a tremendous showing here on this first map. We're gonna have to see if Delaware can bring it back on our next one, which I believe will in fact be Bind. But we're gonna throw it to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a flash. After one map, Delaware finds themselves in a bind, and that is exactly where we are going to be headed next, West Rambo. Wichita State up 1-0 right now over Delaware, and I think all that good feeling you had from watching me before must now be gone after that pun.
You know, chat, he doesn't warn me about these, okay? It just out of nowhere. Yeah, we were just actually tuning into the other stream and saw DePaul come out with a ridiculous final round. So they went up 1-0 in that series, in case you needed an update on that over on EGF3. But here on EGF2, as you say, Wichita went up decisively in this series so far. They took out Ascent 13-4, and we are indeed moving on to Bind here, which is the pick of Delaware. So the question is, how do you bounce back from a crushing defeat like that, Juggle? Because it wasn't, we mentioned it already, it wasn't just individual skill, it wasn't just tactics, it was a combination of them both, but in particular, it was the way they played the map. And so now we're going on to a different map pick, and the map pick of Delaware. Will their confidence on Bind be enough to turn this around? Because you've got to imagine there's a lot of momentum over on Wichita's side right now.
I would hope that it can, right? And I think you mentioned earlier on that that Delaware went down very heavily on a set. They were able to come back for the win the other day. Is
That's
that
right.
correct? I just want to
Yep.
make sure. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I think that they have to have a strong mental, right, to be able to come back
Mhm.
from a situation like that previously, right? And understanding that they're in a similar situation here, they don't have the win, but they had a rough time on Ascent, and they've been
Mhm.
able to bring it back in the past. So I have to think that the mental fortitude is there, and that we're gonna see some good adjustments coming in. Now,
And
already I do see a surprise though here. Brown Bala opting for the Viper. Now, it's not unheard of on here, but I do
yeah.
have to think that Astra is a little bit stronger of a choice. Now, we do have
Well,
two
yeah,
smokes for Wichita.
that's the thing. Safadi is the controller player for Delaware, so
That's
I wouldn't be
fair.
surprised if we see an Astra come in as well. And there it is, finishing off for Delaware. So double controller, and actually the lean towards double controller if these hovers are come to fruition for Wichita as well. The one thing I actually want to point out is that there's no Sova for Delaware. Giving up that informational play, relying on on Sky to get that info to try to get those, to try to reveal those players where they're going. Sky's a lot less consistent in terms of the vision play, though. Sova is definitely very powerful on Bind. It's definitely a risk not to go with the Sova. Javi going over on to the Chamber, which I love. I think we should put Chamber in as many different comps as possible. Pizzasaurus also hovering that one. And of course, Raze, the classic, the premier duelist on Bind, able to clear out those corners so well, get down those tight corridors, get entries into the sites. So yeah, these compositions looking pretty good. I like the double controller coming in from both
Mm-hmm.
teams. But yeah, the question is, once again, how do they play around the map with this? Astra's extremely powerful, Viper's extremely powerful, but you need to have those setups prepared in order to be ready for whatever the team might throw at you.
Yeah, you really do. And I want to speak now to the Viper strength, right? Because there is a beautiful one way that you can set up on showers on A site as
Yep.
well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that coming into play as well. We're gonna have the attackers right now opting towards a B push. It's gonna be Wichita State on the attack first time around this time, and no
Not much to
just
report, really.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's passive. They're looking, you often take Raze to just clear out hookah pretty much every round. That's a pretty common default position. But in this case, we're not sure exactly what Teeson's going to do. That is Teeson, by the way, on the Raze, and Teeson was deadly on Sky. So I can only imagine
Mhm.
what Teeson's going to be able to do over on that explosive duelist here. But we will see. They're playing a very, very passive hold just now. Presence over on to B long is the first decision. And there's 3 players for Delaware on to B. This setup, you can see Wichita playing it very, very carefully. Delaware need to do the same. They need to respond and run down the time, use time as their own resource, and make sure they put pressure onto Wichita. For now, working out just fine. Presence over on showers, presence over on to B long. And actually the pick does come towards B. Look at the push towards A as well.
Yeah, now that was a tremendous gravity well that we saw in Hookah just a moment ago. The teleporter kill almost came in as well, but he's able to dodge all of that. In the meantime, Wichita State has connected for 2 kills. Delaware down on the back foot just a little bit. Team now going to put a little bit of utility up on the A site as the attack definitely coming in there. And Delaware coming up with an early, with a little bit of an advantage here. It's just Rays left for Wichita State, and while they may be very strong at this point, are they this strong? We're about to find out. Thiessen is going to get the plant onto B.
Yeah, and Thiessen's got a big ask right now. Nice defense by Delaware. A bit of an odd hit there by Wichita, just sort of trying to take contact all over the map. Thiessen's got a good position, but there's 3 players. If Delaware plays this right, there's almost no chance for Thiessen. Peeking out for one headshot. There's going to be the nade as well. Relay's got to peek out. There's Thiessen with another, and Safadi finishes it off. That's going to be a very close one, but Delaware do pick up the pistol. And yeah, you know, just a little bit of an odd play, but still the fact they made it that close has got to be a little bit scary.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, this was definitely Delaware's to win. They did win it, but it didn't have to be that close. There were some great plays, though, coming out from Thiessen on the Rays.
Yep, absolutely. Great work by Thiessen, showing out as usual. But like I said, I'm interested in that setup that they went for. 2 up showers, 2 up B long. I thought maybe you'd look for some sort of a teleport in that case so that everybody could link up. But what they did was just walked out onto both sites and ended up getting fragged. So a little bit questionable from Wichita, but, you know, far be it from me to criticize their strategy after what we've just seen in this series so far. Once again, same setup, same default, this time on pistols only, so Delaware looking good in this round here with the Spectres.
Yeah, that they are. This should go their way fairly convincingly. Util been thrown up all over the place right now. We've got one Viper wall over on A, one on B. Wichita still hasn't decided which way they're going to put. A couple of shots come in. The gravity well going to be committed as well. The flash comes in. Wichita State already looking a little worse for wear. Pizza Store is now trying to see if they can come around B site, but they're going to be met by Astra as soon as this as soon as this toxic screen goes down.
Yeah, Safadi's ready behind that. It did just go up, so that's a good amount of delay and already the opening pick. Pistols not going to be finding anything just yet, though one of the players was taken pretty low. That's the Sky over on Delaware. And Jeem has a dodge, 2 HP left on the Astra. A nice little bit of game sense from Relay, and you've just softened up the attack quite significantly here.
30 seconds left.
That they have. And Wichita really taking their time on this one. A little under 30 seconds. They're barely going to get this plant over onto A. That is, if they can even push the site. Just 2 players over there at the moment. Got a couple more rotating around, but this is going to be very quick for Relay. Racing to the finish line right now for University of Delaware. Just 8 seconds left to go to try and plant, and that's not going to do it a Pizzasaurus, unfortunately. Delaware goes up 2-0, and they are looking like a new team right now, Wes.
Definitely better there. You talk about your one-ways. Saw one over there at Showers as well. That's very, very difficult to push into in Wichita State. Yeah, you know, good job for Delaware to take care of that round, but the real test comes now. A gun round against a bonus. Once again, Delaware had the opportunity to really start to mount that comeback that we might have expected from them on a bonus in the second half last map. That was their big test there. Now we can see if they can get some redemption here. It's Relay starting out with a bunch of frags. You saw those right clicks in the pistol round. You saw some holds from the SMG. Now it's going to be 2-0 here. If they can make it 3, Delaware are really going to find that momentum that they need, or they're really going to get a chance to find it in any case.
That they will. We're going to see a push come in relatively quickly this time from Wichita. They're not content to take their time this time around. Aldrone going to go out to give a little bit of information that's going to allow Thiessen to move on to point and to connect for a kill. Brad Balla out of the fight now without those smokes on A side. Things are going to be a lot easier to push in on. We're going to get the flash coming in. Jeem and Thiessen connect for a couple, and now Wichita State back in this firmly. They've got 5 players still alive and on site. This is going to be tough for this Rays and other player from Delaware.
There we go. Thiessen gonna come in and try to finish that one off. It's Jav Hovster to be taken down as well. Another flawless round, this time for Wichita State. You saw so many of those on Ascent. Wichita State just built up such an incredible amount of money from all those flawless rounds, never losing those guns, always hanging on to the rifles. This time it's the bonus, so, you know, Delaware would have been very happy to get it, but they're still okay to buy right here with Hav, the only one who's a little bit low on cash. We'll see what he decides to go for, and it's the Bulldog in the end. I like the Bulldog just fine. Definitely can do some damage. Delaware now a gun round, but yeah, like, you know, Bulldog and Spectre, it's not ideal up against all those tier 1 rifles.
No, it is not. There's going to have to be quite a bit of bite in that Bulldog if they're hoping to come out of this round.
That's a missed arrow right there. Didn't get the info they wanted, so unfortunate from there, but still trying to work their way up, and Hav gets the info, teleports back.
Now we're gonna see again this default still playing out for Wichita. They're taking their time on this one once again. Gonna have the one-way popped.
Hard to push, hard to get through, you know. We got Spike back over towards spawn. We got Wichita kind of being met with a little bit of utility at every angle, but once this one-way goes down, indeed it is there, Relay's a little bit more vulnerable. And now we got presence more over towards A, but the Spike's still not committed either way. It looks like A short will be the play. We're gonna run into 3 defenders over here.
Yeah, that they are. A couple still on B, just waiting to see if there's anybody still looking, but it's going to be a hard push onto A now. We're going to get the toxic screen put up. Thiessen has popped the showstopper. They've got a few moments left before this goes down, before the fuse is undone. Not going to find any value with it, but they do clear the site, which is actually very important. They don't get a kill. The value's still there, though, rather. Aldrone now going to see if they can keep several of these members tucked back in this corner. Safadi up in heaven, looking to see if they can get a shot. That one way still causing a lot of delay, but beautiful shot comes in from Kava. The advantage was definitely Safadi's right there, but they're able to find the head. University of Delaware now with just one player left on point. Can Hofster keep this site locked down just on their own? Not going to be in the cards this time, and Wichita going to even up this map.
Yeah, you know, Delaware trying to play the retake there, and it's a nice idea. They had the gravity well ready for that showstopper, and so there wasn't much value out of that. But as you said, they cleared the site. They got on. It's just fine, you know. They get to play the post plant with no, you know, in a 4v5 retake situation. So Wichita going to be happy with that round, using their abilities exactly how you need to use them in a round like that, just to create value in some way or another. So even with the gravity well setup, still not going to be able to get anything from Delaware. Wichita do equalize, and they put Delaware down onto a little pistol round here. So Wichita looking to go up 3-2 relatively easily. I don't think they lost a single anti-eco on Ascent, and not expecting that here either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They did not. They're already off to a good start right here. One pick in their favor. Safadi gonna use that, I believe, gravity well once again. Truman takes a couple shots, but they're able to get the kill onto Safadi. Excellent play right there. John now looking for an opportunity to push out. They're going to use the guiding light, but they don't find anybody. No, they do. Pizzasaurus gets splashed, but they're able to kite away from it to get the kill back in as well. Wichita State now just down to one player again for Delaware, and they have a pretty darn good idea of where they are.
Yep, absolutely do. It's only Relay remaining, and Relay put up some heroics in the past little while, even over the course of this series, has done some impressive stuff, but this might be a bridge too far, Juggle, as Relay just continues to try to peek in. No problem. Another flawless round, and Wichita, they just are so good at preserving their lives. They're so good at preserving this economy right now, as the timeout comes in again. Yeah, University of Delaware is just stymied at every single turn here. And, you know, what do you even say? How do you respond to this? We talked about it already, how University of Delaware had to find some way back in. Maybe it's map play. Maybe it's just raw firepower. Even past those 2 rounds, it still just doesn't feel like they have the answer right now.
No, it is a 3-2 situation. So Delaware isn't down and out like they were last time. They definitely had a much stronger showing on the pistol and bonus round. But you're absolutely right. They need to find success beyond that right now, and that's been the problem for them, right? Is to get consistent round wins, right? That's the only way they're going to come back in this. That's the only way they're going to fix their economy. And we have to see that coming out from them. So I like this early pause, right? They're trying to nip any
agreed.
problems in the bud before they start.
Well, take a look at their comp, okay? So Delaware have picked this map, and the composition they've picked onto it is also notable because they're very attack focused. They got Raze, they got Sky, they got Chamber, right? They dropped the Sova in order to get that Sky into the composition, and that means they are really focused on hits. They're focused on aggression, initiation. So that's what we're going to be wanting to look out for. John on that Sky needs to be creating space the way Thiessen did on Sky on over on Ascent. That might be their key to success with this. But on defense, they need to figure out a way to make this offensive-minded comp work for them, and that could be manifesting in more aggression potentially if that's what they want to go for. Since they have this setup, you need defensive rounds unbind. You need them, and so that is that they need to find the answer in that situation as well.
You know, I like this Viper wall coming up from the defense on B, right? This is a much more aggressive wall, right? Raze was able to push out a little bit. Savati does come up with the first kill, but look at how much they've delayed now this plant from Wichita State. Wichita State already likes to play it slow, and forcing them to play it even slower is going to put them in a difficult position. We do have the Cosmic Divide now put out by Wichita State. They're going to be looking to push now onto point. Got a couple of smokes coming out as well. Relay takes out Kaba. Huge play right there. University of Delaware now up. They seem to have potentially turned things around, at least in the moment. We are going to get the plant coming in onto B. So now Delaware has an opportunity to retake.
4 versus 3 retake here, yeah, and they did kind of get bamboozled by that Viper wall at A, but they are headed back in. We see Brown Balla make first contact and doesn't find the kill. There's Jeem to take the headshot, 3 versus 3.
Yeah, excellent play coming out from there. We see the Cosmic Divide used once again, and that's going to cut off Hookah and Main. Truman connects for a kill, and now we've got a 2v2 situation. Delaware absolutely has to come up big here. It's just Chamber left with a sliver of health, though. Can they come away with a win? They're not going to be able to, and Wichita wins what I think was a pretty decisive round.
Oh, man, that's just a heartbreak for John. That was Truman blind as a bat over in U-Haul or elbow there, and still just finds the instant headshot. John had such an important position, still hasn't found the frag on the scoreboard, as you see there. Had a perfect opportunity to do so, but you got to feel so tilted by that play. Trying to get access to a very important spot, and you just get randomly headshot after you've gotten a perfect flash out. You got to just mentally recover from that at this point. And yeah, you know, Delaware had the advantage there, but Wichita State still manages to find their post-plant success. And yeah, that's really tough. Woo. There's Javi coming out. All right, Jav. Let's see it. Let's see the Tour de Force coming out and getting a little bit of action. That's the first Tour de Force kill that we've seen that's had, you know, a lot of early round impact. And so nice peek there.
Yeah, gotta love seeing that come out early. We're gonna see a push coming in from Hookah, from Raze. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, but they're coming up against 2 people, and they're gonna be taken out of the fight as well. Snakebite now trying to keep away a little bit more aggression through Hookah, and Jeem dips their toe into that Molly just a little bit, takes a tiny bit of damage. Gonna have now Astra putting out a little bit of util, seeing if they can get somebody with a stun right there. Kaba now seeing if they can find some information, but the recon bolt is destroyed. They know they're on B, but they knew that before.
Here's Brown Balla coming up with a powerful position, but unseated from it completely in a 3 versus 3 on site with a retake now required, but John's going in early.
Yeah, they are. The plant is going to be there. Truman pops the Viper's pit as well, and John had an opportunity to take them out, but now they have fallen. Viper's still on point with the pit. This is going to be a very difficult situation here for Delaware, but Hofstra does have the Tour de Force, so there's absolutely an opportunity. Not sure how much good it's going to do in that Viper's pit, though. Things are going to be pretty difficult for them, and Truman has a nice position here in this tunnel. They're able to take Hofstra out of the fight. Delaware now just down to 1. Can Savati find something with this? Oh, beautiful play coming out from Truman.
Truman got a bit of a lucky streak there, though. The Viper's pick came up and John was ready to go, but the spray just went awry a little bit. Had the opportunity to shut that down before it even started. I liked the idea from John. And once again, John, you know, oh man, I'm sending my vibes to you, my dude, because John has been very unlucky. That 0 to 6 is not accurate of the way John's been positioning, but the gunplay is a little bit off, and this is something that can happen to players. If you get down early, it kind of can snowball into a really, really tough map. So we're sending energy to John. You know, spam the swan once again, folks. But Delaware needs your energy as a whole just as much, because Wichita are starting to rile up again.
They're starting to run away with this. Delaware desperately needs a round win here. Gonna see Boom Bop committed now from Tisa to try and clear a little room in hookah, but look at all of the nasty mess that Viper has made of it right now. Gonna be very difficult to push through indeed. Heavy presence coming out from the attackers on B, and I mean, look at all this util that's being expended by Viper. This is just slowing things down for Wichita tremendously. So I do really like the way right now that Delaware's Viper is playing.
Yeah, both Vipers are focusing a lot of utility in there. We saw John with the early pick. Nice job there, but it's traded out. And so 4 versus 4 situation here as Wichita decides their next move. I'm interested in this raise, what is going to happen over there. Maybe just watching for the flank, but in the meantime, all the presence is in hookah. Such an interesting situation right here. Bakaba spots it out. That's so important to get that info. There's the Cosmic Divide to come down. Where are they going? Is it teleport time, or are they heading in?
I think they're headed in. We're going to see the guiding light committed, and oh, Gene gets flashed. John finally gets the kill. A little bit of nerves maybe getting to him for those first few shots, but they've got what they need. Now we're going to see a rotation coming around to A site, coming in very, very quickly through the TP. Going to have the plant right next to the triple block. Going to have a shock dart thrown in as well to see if they can delay the retake here from the defenders. Seekers are going out, and this is a tremendous boon right here for University of Delaware. Officer now has an idea of where they are, but look at this! Thiessen connects for 3 in U-Haul. Absolutely massive play. Now it's just one defender, just a Viper left on point. Can they bite back? Can they find the picks that they need? They're going to go for the defuse bait. Now we've got this rocket fuse. Oh, look at that. Thiessen gonna get 4.
Oh, man, a little overkill, isn't it, Thiessen? Why you got to do it to him like that? Oh, Delaware is just stymied at every single turn. They cannot catch a break right now. They have a 4 versus 3 retake, a nice little rotation, but John did manage to soften up the defense quite a bit, or the attack quite a bit there in that round with 2 sheriff kills. Still, they were on pistols, so it's, you know, maybe not a round you're expecting to win, but expending those Seekers, all they got now is the Viper's Pit. So if they can get on site in this round, they might be able to start mounting some sort of, or pardon me, if they can, you know, find the right site to put that Viper's Pit down, then they can maybe find a way back into this. But still, Wichita, you know, they're catching the breaks and they've got the skill. It's just the perfect storm against Delaware right now.
It certainly is. Delaware really starting to find themselves in a similar situation from last map. You know, despite the early successes here, they've dropped, in fact, the last 6 rounds. So the momentum firmly in Wichita's favor. They do have a 1-player advantage as well, moving on to B site. We're going to see a nice bit of aggression coming out. Thiessen almost finds Viper through those smokes. In fact, it's going to be a Pizzasaurus who does eventually. Now just 2 defenders left for Delaware. Can they come back in this? Safadi looking for an opportunity, but they're both grouped up in the same place. This could be a quick 1-2 punch from Wichita if they're able to find them both. We're going to see them start to push out now from CT. They're making their way around, but pick comes in from a Pizzasaurus. Safadi knows they're there. They're able to take the counter pick. Now they're going to look for the defuse. Can they get it in time? Can they... oh, look at that. The Viper, the snake bite comes out. Yep. Thiessen finds them. And that's Wichita moving up to 7-2.
Yeah, Wichita kind of never worried in that round at all. They were just so in control right there. Got themselves into the 2v4 very, very early on. And I'm a little at a loss as to what Delaware can even do to find their way back into this. Because again, Wichita just seems to have their number. So difficult to play against this situation. You know, John and Truman in particular have this back and forth where John just always seems to miss the mark by a little bit. And,
Yeah.
it's Thiessen just fragging out as we expect from last map as well. So, yeah, I don't know. If I was their coach, I'd be very, very at a loss right now. This is I don't envy that position for Delaware.
No, neither do I. Safadi going down early is a very unfortunate thing for Delaware. I mentioned this before on the last map, but when you get one of those controllers out early, all these smokes are now rendered effectively useless. You've got stars on the map, but they're not going to do anything else. And now you've got to face these double smoke situation from Wichita University. Plant is going to come out from Wichita successfully on A, and the rotation coming from B now as well.
Coming in from B as the spike is already down, 5 versus 4 situation, and John finds the opening pick, but the setup is still solid. That pick will not unseat the defense, and Thiessen's ready for this as well. With the picks coming through, it's not bad, but they just keep being able to trade. Wichita's set up so well in this post plan.
Yeah, that they are. It's just one player left in U-Haul, and that's going to be a trip back to spawn for them. Wichita State takes another round win.
Thiessen went for the low sense 360 classic right click right there in U-Haul. And, a little stylish, but dies for his troubles. Still, Wichita get the round. Like I said, you can lose. They just set up their attack, their post plant so well that you actually can lose a couple of players as they walk in because you're playing off each other. You got those trades. You got the, crossfires set up, where if you put yourself in a position as the retaker to get a kill, you're always exposing yourself. So once again, just really great fundamentals from Wichita here, and they look so solid. I just have to. Oh, hang on, I can't talk about that because we got the engage coming through, and Truman finds it.
Truman with an excellent play right there. Big aggressive moment coming out from Rays, but they're not going to be rewarded for it. Flash comes in. That's going to slow things down briefly. But as I say that, a couple of picks come in elsewhere. University of Delaware falling like flies at the moment, and we are very quickly going to be in a 9-2 situation. And this is looking almost identical now to what we saw in this last game. But if anything, Wichita looking a little bit stronger, actually.
Oh man, I can't stop saying it. They cannot catch a break. Relay pulls out the showstopper, goes in. It is an A short push, but he goes for the chamber. And the chamber, what can he do? He can rendezvous away, man. That's just like, my heart goes out to Delaware right now because they just are so down in the dumps right now in terms of what they've been able to find. And yet Wichita put themselves in the same spot. It's going to be 9-2. A 10-2 half could be on the cards. Delaware have one more gun round to bring us to that, that suspicious, that potentially cursed scoreline that's coming out here. And with John coming in with the trade, Thiessen's a very, very high value kill to get. And what can they find off of that in the 4v4?
We're about to find out. If I don't, there has been a Viper's Pit now committed onto A for the defense. That's gonna make a very hard to push. But in fact, Wichita State looking as though they want to try. They're gonna come through showers, as a matter of fact, and see if they can get this point, just mitigating in the usefulness of this Viper's Pit altogether. Now, I say mitigating its usefulness, but it's not. It's clogged up this one area, right? They're not going to have an easy time pushing through it. It's limited the places that Wichita can move to. And look at this. They don't get the plant. They're going to be met by one of their teammates in showers. So they have an opportunity to rotate, but no, it looks like they still want to go for A. Seekers have been coming out now. Just 42 seconds left to go. Safadi connects for a kill. Delaware now has an opportunity to come back in this.
Yep, the Viper's Pit did huge work there, actually, because you are fine to retake front if you've got control of the short position already. And the Seekers also getting a lot of value here. Safadi, 1-2. Easy kills for Safadi. Just grouped him up right there, lined him up, and get themselves to a 9-3 half.
Safadi dropping bodies left and right for University of Delaware. That is absolutely the kind of round that they needed to try and come back in this. We're going to get the side swap. Now we are in a cursed situation. So as we know, anything can happen here.
Yeah, I mean, Wichita might be flipping the script on that one. It's, this doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the type of match that can be turned around by, a little superstition. But, hey, I'm the caster. It's cursing is what I do. So who knows? Maybe that's going to be the thing that happens. Wichita State over onto the defense here. We mentioned University of Delaware are set up for strong attacks. So that is the question. How do they use this comp, these three aggressive players? The Chamber, I've seen this before. Chamber can be the first in on bind. You can get yourself into deep positions using that rendezvous to get yourself out of danger or back into the fray. And Pizzasaurus, no way, gets the collat. Relay trades it out, but the damage is done.
That it is, and it is quite a bit of damage. All of a sudden, it is 4v3 with some great plays coming out. Look at this, Thiessen right over Brown Balla, doesn't even know it. You see this a lot in Valorant, and it never ceases to entertain me.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna have the rotation. Yeah, we're gonna have the rotation coming through to B though. They Wichita has decided A's not for them this time.
Yeah, not this time, and Wichita are, fine to play up. You see they got complete control of B long. It's a similar idea to getting control of short here, where you can retake from an unusual angle as Rays starts to work their way up here for Delaware. But the pick already comes through, and yeah, if with Rays unseated, this attack is very, very difficult to pull off. If Brown Balla can get this, that's something. You got the 2 versus 3 situation, but they're both revealed in hookah, and so these B defenders are going to be ready.
Yeah, they certainly are. This is going to be a much tougher push now for Delaware, especially considering both of them are at half health or less. Truman gonna connect for a kill onto Safari, and the trade comes in. Wichita up 10-3.
How long has this Wichita squad been together? I'm dying to know, because that is some mid-round adaptation, some mid-round team play that you don't get from just some sort of pub star team normally. You saw the low health Sova putting out the utility. They know from Delaware, that's why they pounced on that. They're like, okay, the drone is out. He's going to have to pull out his gun. We can pounce on this Sova. Truman is exactly ready for that exact play. They did that on the fly. That's not a play you can really practice. So that's just really, really lovely game sense from Wichita right there, in particular from Truman and their Sova player to be able to kind of adapt and set that up right on the fly. So yeah, Wichita, they look so dangerous right now with plays like that.
That they do, and we have to remind you, this is Delaware with their back against the wall. They have to come away with a map win here to stay in this. Their chances of going to the finals are dwindling rapidly right now. Wichita looking to punch their ticket there just as quick as they can. We're going to see a lot of the attackers pushing towards A site now. Got a little bit of util being expended. Now we're likely going to see the push come through relatively quickly, but oh, beautiful shot comes out. Brown Balla deleted, and now Wichita State has absolutely a beautiful opportunity to make this an 11-3 situation. Just one player left. They're not going to last long. Thiessen once again connecting for 2.
You can see it in Delaware's eye test right now. You can see that it's shaky. The knees are weak. The palms are sweaty, man. They are really, really having a tough time coming back in any of this. And even somebody like Relay, normally so solid, such a standout player, is also clearly feeling the pressure right here. Still up top for Delaware on that scoreboard, but look at the opposing race. Thiessen with 20 kills in 14 rounds. That's just so good to see. Kaba, just service is not really required. 8 frags on the board, not even worried about it. Here comes the push up A short again.
Ooh, Brown Balla gonna go down low very early on for Delaware. That is not good. Truman gonna connect for a pair. Viper biting hard for Wichita State. Relay gonna connect for a couple though, so Delaware not out of it yet. They have made it 2v3. They desperately want to avoid going up to match point right now. They want to stop Wichita right here and right now, but we're going to get the rotation coming out to B site now. Is this going to be successful? Raze is about half health.
It's actually big to reveal Thiessen there. They know there's a max 2 players on B right now, and with this grenade, definitely going to be able to at least do something. No, the showstopper has to be expended. Here comes Relay.
Yeah, they're going to likely get a kill right here. Oh my gosh! I can't believe they missed! That was so unlucky from Relay. Just shot a little bit behind where it needed to go, and with that, Wichita is at match point.
What kind of monkey's paw bet did Delaware make to get here, man. They are just being absolutely punished. It seems like the superstitious people are going to have to figure out what exactly they ate for breakfast today because, yeah, Delaware, just everything is going wrong for them. You can't even fault them for this scoreline necessarily.
Right.
Like on Ascent, you could see it very clearly. Wichita had such control of that map. They were so good at every aspect, and they're good on this map too, but you're combining that with Delaware just having literally everything go wrong for them pretty much every single round. I say that, Brown Balla does get the opening frag right here, but Relay's caught in a million different crowd control positions. Here's the trades coming back and forth, 3 versus 3 on the round.
This is absolutely what Delaware needs to have happen here. Their backs are against the wall. They are up now 3-2. Can they continue to have an advantage here? Brown Balla now in the Viper's pit. They've got people circling it though, waiting for an opportunity to push in. We're going to see it come in now from Safadi. They peek in just briefly. Can they find where this Viper is at? They do. Viper's down. The pit is been depleted. There's now a 2v1. It's just Astra. They connect for a kill. Can they find a second? Can their hopes and dreams stay alive to stay back in this? We're gonna see Snakebite come in, but it's gonna be Truman who gets the shot and the defuse. Wichita State will be your winners, and they will go on to the grand finals.
That second kill from Truman, what in God's name just happened there? The call out comes for Cubby and Truman just flicks over and gets him right through the smoke. That is absolutely baffling right now, and Wichita has definitely baffled the competition right here. Man, I am just out of sorts right now. My hair is going wild. Everything is going wild right now.
It is a little bit, yeah. It was all nice and perfect earlier, but
I just threw my head back and some of it came out from under. It gets out of control, dude. And that is exactly the description you got to say for Wichita right there. Out of control. That is some of the best University Valorant strategizing that I've seen in a very, very long time. Incredible work right there from Wichita on the 2-0. And yeah, Delaware tried to put up a fight, but just every single aspect, Wichita had their number.
Yeah, they certainly did. And Wichita, just phenomenal play coming out from him. And you know, as we're moving into the grand finals, I haven't seen too much out of this Butler and DePaul squad yet. But I certainly have to think that Wichita is coming into this the favorites. I mean, they have just looked spectacular so far.
Now,
Now,
slightly longer break coming up because we do have Butler DePaul still happening. That series over on official EGF3. So yeah, head over there once we go to break because yeah, that's going to be a very exciting one. And the winner of that series is going to have to face the juggernaut of Wichita.
That they will. Now, we want to give you an update about League of Legends as well, because if there's any of you still here with us from the beginning of the broadcast waiting for League of Legends is starting now on official EGF. So you could go check that out in Big East Esports. But we are going to throw it to a little bit of an extended break. Before that, though, Wes, do you have any final words before we depart?
Okay, so look at this entire Wichita squad. Everybody who is interested in competitive Valorant, memorize these names because there is something that's in the water over there in Kansas, man. Like this is ridiculous gameplay coming out from this team. They are so much more prepared than I've seen anybody at this tournament be so far. I'm just like, already I have to favor them to win. I told you this off stream too. They look incredible. And yeah, it's going to be, if anybody can challenge them, you know it's going to be an epic battle.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely will be. I hope that is indeed what we have in store for us today with the grand finals. But we're going to throw it to a little bit of an extended break while we wait for DePaul and Butler to finish slogging it out. You can go over there and check out the action, but be sure to come back here for the grand finals, which will be happening right after that DePaul and Butler matchup. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.